one, go.
Welcome, Nerd Nation, to this latest edition of the Sports Nerd Show. We are a collection of sports nerds whose mission is to bring you as much sports talk as time allows over the next 60 minutes. Although we will strive to be highly informative and equally as entertaining over the next hour, we must warn you that there may be some cuss words along the way. But we don't give a damn, because that is the way most humans in the real world tend to talk, and we, the sports nerds, are no exception. So without further ado, Nerd Nation, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as I present to you the founder and host of this crazy-ass show, Scott, the Sports Nerd Wright.
You are looking live at another episode of the Sports Nerds, and we've got a full panel tonight. We got 6 people on the panel tonight.
And some dude named Meh.
Some dude named Meh, but Dave's not here. Anyway, I am your host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Wright, coming to you from Lakeland, Florida, and along with my co-host, Mr. Producer Elliot Big E Lamba, Ken Coslow, Professor Wayne Lynch, and of course our special guest, Mr. Derek Lofland, and Meh. He's here too. Anyway, with that being said, we will discuss the top sports stories of the day.
He's here for Dave.
Exactly. And at times, the not so
Welcome back,
tough stories. So buckle up, grab a beverage, and enjoy. We are live Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. If you missed the live broadcast, you can watch the replays on Spotify, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, and on the blockchain via peak.d. Gentlemen, what a great time to have all 6 people on a freaking Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. The Tuesday
2 days before the start of the NFL season.
The Tuesday before the start of the NFL season.
Hey, that sounds to me like a strategic move. But
I would think so, considering Matt is here.
You ain't gonna take credit for it. You ain't taking credit for it because we know that's not how it went down.
No, I don't take credit for it. I just put the link out there. Who wants to join can join. You know what I'm saying?
What was funny is that before I linked them to the green room, I was thinking about Derek and Meh. And I was like, damn, it's already going to be football on Thursday, and we need to hear something from these guys.
Well, we have. I was expecting. But again, I was expecting Mr. Lofland to join us Sunday night because he talked like he was going to join us Sunday night, but he never showed up.
I didn't.
We had a show Sunday.
Yes, we did.
Oh no, that's right. I wasn't there.
That's right.
I was at my draft.
It was just Wayne, Ken, and me because
you guys didn't invite me to the show.
And you know what, Elliot? It was a good show. If you haven't watched the replay, you should watch it. So I'm just saying.
I'm not doubting that it wasn't a good show.
Okay.
I've trained you guys well enough.
You've trained us guys very well. Wow.
I just like to say that I haven't seen Ken with facial hair in my life, and this is really
Isn't that
better take a screen grab of it because after Friday I may not have it anymore. That's the plan.
Grizzly Ken Adams.
Grizzly Ken Adams, yes.
Scott, I do got to ask you, did I get back in your good graces by sending you the Baltimore preview today?
You know what, and you know what, Derek, I want to apologize to you for going off on that post you made.
Is this recording? This is
recording,
right?
And I actually did make a comment on the show. I think it was Sunday night. I did make a comment.
Oh man, he lit you up.
I think it was last Thursday. I don't know, but anyway. I pretty much lit you up.
You know what?
Derek.
He lit you
up.
Well,
I listened to it. I lived rent free in your head for a half hour. It was great.
He was so mad at you, he did the diatribe twice.
Yes.
I heard that. I listened to the whole thing. Like I said,
the rant twice.
Rent free in his head for an entire.
Yes, you were living rent free in my head. So was that damn website. But you know what? I really need to go to that website and read all the friggin' comments he's doing. So because obviously. Whoever's doing it is a genius, and he's just. I mean, it's funny as hell.
I'm rocking their T-shirt tonight.
Baltimore.
Yes, their team sucks. Yes.
Derek, it doesn't take much of a hard count to get Scott to jump off sides.
That's
No,
true. That's true.
He's worse than the Oakland Raiders back in the day.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for me to go
By
off.
the way, Derek, excellent
If they put your name in with anything Raiders, you're in trouble.
Oh, God.
I remember the old saying that the Raiders violate the neutral zone more than the Klingons do.
Yes, they do.
Wow.
That's great.
Look at that.
Wow.
That is on brand for this show.
Star Trek reference on the Sports Nerds. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
You know what's fantastic? Do you know
What
what's
is that, John?
fantastic?
The fact that your kids are not in public school?
Well, that too. Yeah, I mean, I would never do that to anyone else. I would not do that to my worst enemy's kids.
Right.
No, man, come on. 8 more years of Draisaitl in Edmonton. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Screw football.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Screw football. This is the best news of the year. Like, I mean, you guys are sleeping. If you
Well,
don't
they got to
Screw
get
that salary
McDavid
cap, too.
How long?
Whatever.
When is McDavid up for a new contract, John?
next year. So this
Next
was the
year.
first. This was the first domino. These guys are like peas in a pod, man.
I mean, they're like, yeah, exactly. I mean, they're like peanut butter and jelly. They
They
go
got to
well
be too
together.
broke to make the playoffs at some point.
Oh, please. Please. This was the same talk about, Draisaitl's going to go to L.A.
All this money, and they're going to wind up not being able to suit up a complete team.
They're fine. Don't worry. And it ain't my money, so I don't give a rat's behoos.
This is true, too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean,
You don't give a kit and caboodle, right?
Let me just touch base with you a minute, John.
Yeah.
How are things
I thought
going
it was
for you?
Dave.
Are you doing all right? Things are
The name is
I'm
Meh.
sorry, it's Meh.
Its name is Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know who this John guy is.
Who is that John guy? Yeah.
I'm living in a hotel right now for the next 8 weeks because the house isn't ready till November 1st.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You
so,
did buy the house?
Oh yeah, the house. We got the house, but it's not ready till November 1st. So we're kind of like.
November 1 move-in
Yeah.
day.
And then the kids started school today, so I'll tell you that was something. Getting kids ready to go for their first day of school,
In a hotel.
while waking up in a hotel. And
And
getting
is it a
them all ready.
private
Yeah.
school, John, or what's going on with that?
It's a Christian school, so yeah.
Okay,
it's,
well,
it's
that
Christian
makes
school,
sense.
so, yeah, and
That
it's
makes
I guess
sense.
it's private because it cost me money, but
Okay.
it is what it is.
I feel your pain. I lived in a hotel for 4 months during the pandemic, and
You know,
Oh, really?
I commend you
Yeah.
for sending your kids to Christian school because it'll guide them to keeping them off shows like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard that intro too. Like, this is the way real people talk, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, but we're Christians. We're not of the world. We're not supposed to be of the world, Elliot.
God.
I said most
We're not
people.
Most
You
people,
know what?
yeah, exactly.
You know what, John? No, but you know what? 5 or 6 years ago, it wouldn't have mattered. I'm just saying. You know what?
Yeah, well, that's the beautiful thing about God, man. He transforms you, bro.
Yes, he does.
You know?
I'm sure he does
Yeah,
for you.
you know?
I'm doing fine just where I am at. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm
that's
glad
fine.
everything's going all right for you. I mean, the house, how close is it to your job now?
Oh, it's right there. It's like 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
You can
Okay.
roll out of bed and wind up at work.
Are you going to have better internet connection at this point?
I'm sticking with Starlink, man.
You're going to stick with
I
Starlink?
figured I'll
Okay.
just stick with Starlink when I'm in town. Yeah, it's like, let's say the power goes out, I'll still have internet because
Okay.
I'll have it. I always have battery backup on my modems, right?
Okay.
Starlink's a
You know,
game changer.
fucking-
Yeah, my mom lives in northern
It is,
Wisconsin,
yeah.
in the middle of nowhere. We were the last county to get a stoplight in Wisconsin back when I was in high school, and they were using
Nice.
dial-up for years. And
Oh,
so
boy.
now that they got Starlink up there, I can't tell the difference
Yeah.
between when I was in Chicago and being up there.
Well, hopefully, I mean, John, because our Sunday
Whole new
shows
world.
may end up, especially during the shows
Yeah,
during
thank
the
you. Thank
season,
you.
may end up going over because I've removed that 1 hour limit, especially for the Sunday show. So if you're still unable to upload upload shows more than an hour, if you happen to be a regular again,
He ain't
now
got
that it's
time for
football
that.
season, I'm just giving you that heads up. Okay, I'm just
He
saying.
ain't got time for that.
So anyway.
He's trying to be a good daddy and a good Christian and a good husband and all that other good stuff.
And we lost him.
So yeah, start talking good about the guy.
He's got to go down to the front desk and complain.
Yeah. So, all All right, so let me get this out of the way. I know Ken would probably want to talk about this. What the hell happened, Ken, to FSU last night?
Oof.
Welcome back, man.
What we have is our first team to be eliminated from the playoffs.
I mean, they were number 10 in the country when the season when
number 10 in the country, and have lost already to Miami and Boston College.
Well, no, they lost to Boston College.
They're no longer ranked.
ACC.
They're no longer ranked. Okay, they're just ranked.
I think Annie Agar said it or showed it the best when she posted that meme on there.
I didn't see that post. I love me some Annie Agar, so I'll find it somewhere.
She had a guy taking a snap and gets it right in the balls.
Oh, Jesus.
She's got a new podcast, The Offensive Line, and that's been a good listen.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just a kid. She's like 26 years old, but you know what? She is smart as hell, and she's funny as hell. So
she ought to be a stand-up comedian.
Sorry, I'm back.
I love her. I love her weekly recaps. I can't wait to see her recaps for week 1.
No problem, man.
I tell you what, here's another guy who's really good, and I love his thing. Is Matt Mitchell does it the SEC, and he is hilarious. He does pretty much the same thing as Annie does, except he pretty much
alone.
He does it alone, yeah. But he acts out all the characters, all the schools, and he is hysterical. Need to watch him if you get a chance.
All right, well.
He was with a comedy troupe in the South.
I do want to. I mean, we talked about this Sunday night, Wayne and Ken. Congratulations to Williams for re-signing with the Niners today. It's good for you and good for Wayne and Elliott. Trent Williams gets a 3-year, $82.66 million deal with the Niners. All their guys are back in the fold. With the Ayuk signing over the weekend as well. He gets a guaranteed, what is it?
Hi, Scott.
$48 million guaranteed.
Hi, Scott. Hi.
Hi, man. Hi. What you got, buddy?
Hi.
Go ahead.
I'll be back. Give me like 10 minutes. I just got to hook my trailer back up, so I will connect in a minute here.
All right, you're in your truck, right?
Oh, yeah, of course, bro. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll call you right back. All right.
Right.
Go Niners.
Go Niners. Yeah. So congratulations to the Niners. I mean, we've been talking about Trent Williams for weeks, saying that
and
Ayuk, yes, but we all agreed that Trent Williams was the most important of the two to get signed, and Trent Williams did finally get his deal.
Well, yeah, if Brock Purdy wants to see his $60 million next year, he needs Trent Williams.
Well, how are they going to afford to give Brock his $60 million if they've given all these big contracts?
Exactly.
That would be my question.
That's the next sticky issue coming up.
Right.
Well, so my question is, how is Brock Purdy going to see the left side of the field if Trent is not there to protect his blind side?
No, because Brock Purdy's going to get hit from the left side of his.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Well, and anytime you have players that hold out like that, I always worry about them being in shape when they get into the regular season games and getting hurt. And sometimes players do better at taking care of themselves. Like Bosa had a contract situation a few years ago, and he was fine. So
isn't Mahomes facing that situation this year? He's got a rookie left tackle or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
On his blind side.
Yeah, soft tissue injuries are no joke.
That's a fact.
I mean, come on, but this is. I mean, come on. Come on. It's Kansas City. I mean, the guy has eyes in the back of his head. He can feel the pressure and get out of the way. So, Patrick is no joke. But that's beside the point. But yeah, heads and.
But he still had to have somebody to protect him.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
You know what I'm saying?
He still sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Right.
We'll see.
Also, Cam Hayward signs a new deal with Pittsburgh, 3 years, $45 million. Let's see what else is going on. I'm going to ask you, Derek. How do you think this is not a big deal, but how do you think Tom Brady's going to do in the booth this season?
Are they going to let him know what's going on before the game? Because he's not going to be allowed to sit in any production meetings.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to.
He's going to have a teleprompter for himself.
I mean, Brady knows the game as well as anybody, and so I mean, the insight he's going to be able to give. Think of what Romo was able to do coming into that spot and being able to talk about audibles and being able to talk about what quarterbacks we're looking at. I mean, Brady knows that stuff as well as anybody and should be able to give good insight that way. I do wonder, though, with this ownership, controversy hanging over his head, that is he going to be part of the Raiders ownership group? Is he not? Will he be allowed to sit in production meetings or not? I mean, that is going to affect his being able to prepare. But I think you saw a very funny side to him and the roast that he did and stuff like, and with that. So I think he's going to be fine as a broadcaster as long as he's able to be put in a position.
Well, he's going to have a lot of support too. Okay, he's not going to be put out there, with no.
Dude, he's Tom freaking Brady. Okay,
yeah,
he figures it out.
He's not going to. It's not like he's going out there without a safety net. He's going to have production guys that behind the scenes going to give him as much detail as they need to and as much support as he needs to get it going until he gets into his own groove.
Like you say about Kent, he knows more about football than them production people.
Yeah, but again, it's the ebb and flow of the broadcast that I'm concerned about. Okay,
those production people have forgotten more.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Hey, gentlemen, I have something quickly I want to say. Has nothing to do with football or sports in general, but I will give a shout out to one of my longtime, not only elementary school friends, but also high school friends who's on the watching, Mark McNeely. What's up, Mark?
Mark? Okay. What's he on Twitch? Is he on Twitch?
How's it going, Mark?
Well, I see him on Facebook.
He's on Facebook. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, no one's making comments, so I don't know who's on Facebook. So there's been no comments yet.
Elementary school and junior high and high school.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Welcome, Mark.
Welcome, Mark.
Welcome, Mark.
All right. So, and Derek, before we get to, because Derek has picks to make, guys. He's gonna show us. He's gonna tell us his picks.
We want to hear Elliot's picks too.
Yeah, Elliot as
I
well.
want to hear Elliot's picks too because he wasn't here on Sunday.
Yeah, you don't want to know my picks.
Yes, I do.
Yes, we do.
They're probably about the same as mine.
Yeah,
Probably.
Yes, probably.
My picks are red and gold all the way across the board.
Derek? What in your opinion? Since you're a fantasy guru, but Elliot's better at fantasy than you are.
Right.
Already. But I want to say, what are you looking forward to for this season, and what do you think the moves and what the most significant moves in the off season are for any specific team?
As a Packer fan, I'm really excited for the Packers because they were the youngest team in the league, and last year was supposed to be a rebuilding year. And they not only made the playoffs, they won a divisional round game and almost upset the Niners.
But
that was against the Cowboys, by the way.
Hey, temper that with a little asterisk because you guys played the Cowboys in the playoffs. That doesn't really count as a win.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Boy.
Oh boy.
So we don't get to count it as a loss either, then, do we?
It's counted as twice a loss.
There you go.
Because you should have won.
Yep. All right, keep going, Derek.
So I'm very excited about what that young team, how they're going to build on last year. I'm really excited to see the Lions this year because they almost made the Super Bowl last year, and I thought they did a lot of things to address their secondary. I think the two of the three best teams in the NFC are in the NFC North. There's a lot of rookie quarterbacks, so you always like to see, what those new starting quarterbacks are going to do. There were 6 that were taken in the first round, and 5 of them are going to be saying playing time early. Or 4 of them are going to be saying playing time early.
Right.
So that's always a big storyline. And then, can Kansas City three-peat? We've never had a team three-peat in the Super Bowl era. And the last time we've had a team three-peat in general was the Packers, 65, 66, 67. Right. So just the storyline of them, trying to make history and become the first team to three-peat in the Super Bowl era. That's
what. the competition in the AFC is going to be pretty heavy, so they got a long way to go. They got a lot of teams they got to beat. I mean, you got your Baltimores. I mean, the entire AFC North is a juggernaut for goodness sake.
It's going to be a minefield this year.
Except for Pittsburgh, which I
so
don't
let's
believe
make
in
it
at
crazy.
all.
Pittsburgh is not a juggernaut.
Yeah, I don't believe in Pittsburgh whatsoever.
And
We had this conversation last year, I think, during the previews when they made the
With
playoffs.
Russell Wilson as their quarterback, come on.
They had Kenny Pickett as their quarterback last year.
Right,
Yeah.
but you know what?
It happened.
Meh. So, you know, I mean, I don't believe in the Steelers. I we talked about it Sunday night, guys. I think, I mean, we are of the opinion, at least Sunday night, we were of the opinion that Pittsburgh may experience their first losing record ever under Mike Tomlin this season. That's my feeling. So I'm just going to say that.
That losing record streak is impressive, but at the same time, they haven't won a playoff game since 2016, and I think that's like there's a real disconnect between the success Pittsburgh's had with that streak and how dissatisfied Pittsburgh fans are with what's going on there, just because they have not had.
Well, they haven't had a Super Bowl win since Jerome Bettis' last year in the league.
They haven't what?
They haven't won a Super Bowl since Jerome Bettis was on the team.
Yes, they have. 2008.
Yeah.
And they went in 2010.
I thought Bettis was the last.
Bettis
time
retired
they won.
in 05.
No.
Bettis
Oh, that's
retired in
05?
05.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
You,
No,
should
they-
you know you ain't got no real memory. Come on now.
I don't. You're right.
Your memory sucks, dude. Why you,
Yeah, it does.
you know
It
what? You are the anti-trivial sports pursuit person in the world. You would lose every you wouldn't get a point in any game of Trivial Pursuit sports.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, fine. Go ahead. Knock
Unless
yourself
it was
out.
Cleveland. Unless it was a Cleveland Browns.
You
tribute.
couldn't even
Yeah.
remember from one season to the next that Odell Beckham was in the Super Bowl with the Rams.
I remember that comment. Thank you. Thank you for bringing up my worst hits, Elliot. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. But what big moves in the offseason do you see that's going to make most of? I mean, where have you been looking at as far as offseason moves in the NFL, Derek?
I mean, the real interesting one is Derek Henry being in Baltimore because they didn't run the ball at all in the AFC Championship game, which I still don't understand why, but that's what happened, and they addressed that by getting rid of their committee backs and getting a bell cow back. But he's getting up there in age, and I remember Atlanta when they acquired Steven Jackson at the end of his career, and that was supposed to be the missing piece to the Super Bowl and give them the running game they didn't have, and it never panned out. He wasn't the same in Atlanta as he was all those years with the Rams. So it's going to be interesting to see how much Derek Henry has left.
Well, not just that, but Derek Henry has to face a division that has some pretty serious defenses in it.
I mean, the Browns defense is no joke. I mean, it really isn't. So,
Well, the Steelers defense is no joke. It's just their offense is going to be crappy.
well, you know what? And the Browns historically, when they've had their good defenses, have pretty much kept Derek Henry in check when they played the Titans too. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, the Browns are in contention or in rumors that they're going to have the best defense, at least in the AFC, maybe in the NFL, depending on what. They have, at least in my opinion, they at least have probably the best defensive coordinator in the NFL, and that's I'm biased, but I'm just saying it. Okay.
Don't believe your
Best rush in the NFL.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, the AFC North is going to be. I mean, it's going to be a juggernaut, just like it was last year.
Hey, can I give a quick shout out to Ricky Pearsall?
Ricky,
No doubt. Ricky
That
Pearsall
was
for real.
That was scary stuff.
Dude, this
Very
dude got
scary.
shot in the chest, and just a few days later, he's in the training room.
Yeah, I mean, again, and they say his progress. He's out at least the first 4 weeks of the season,
But still,
and he was a through and through, so no vital organs were hit. I mean, it's amazing
But
because if you
still.
get hit in the chest, you could injure a kidney, you could have a liver, you could be heart. I mean, come on, lungs.
compare that to Michael Thomas, who stubbed his toe 3 years ago and may never play football again.
Too funny.
He's got prime time's toes.
He's got prime toes. Oh, damn. Oh,
And his Rodman toes and shit.
Right.
oh, Kenny, you brought out the prime. Oh, man. Oh, that's great. It's great. So, all right. So, all right, Derek, let's hear it. What
division should we start in?
Wherever you want to start. Let's hear what you got.
All right, I will just start in the NFC East and work our way west then. So, in the NFC East, I have the Eagles going 11-6, Dallas going 10-7, both of them making the playoffs. Philly winning the division. Dallas is a wild card. Washington 8-9, the Giants 6-11.
Wait, whoa! You say the Giants are going to win 6 games?
That's what I was. That's what I was with Daniel Jones.
I have the Giants winning 6 games. Yes,
with Daniel Jones.
With Daniel Jones.
Hell, with anybody.
Hey, that's a fantasy all in itself.
Wow.
And just to be clear, I do add up all these win totals, so it adds up to 272 and 272.
Yeah.
It is. So
Okay.
I make sure that I don't
got
give
you.
everybody good records.
I got you.
All right, next.
In the NFC North, I have Green Bay and Detroit tied at 12-5, with Green Bay winning the division. Chicago 7-10, Minnesota 6-11.
Chicago 7-10.
Chicago 7-10.
So you're
obviously I think they're better than one game better than the Giants, but the Bears have a brutal schedule being in the NFC North.
Yeah, but you know what? And you know what? People are. I mean, the pundits out there picking the Bears to not just. I mean, to win the division, they're getting playoffs. I mean, I don't buy it. I don't.
No, they had the 25th ranked pass defense last year. They have a terrible offensive line, and I think those two things are going to play out. Is Caleb Williams going to have a good year? Yeah, I think he is. But
does he have the protection he needs? Is that offensive line going to protect him? That's the question.
Right. And is that pass defense going to be able to do anything? His teams, they were
don't
25th against the pass, and they never had the lead last year.
Don't you dare say he's got no weapons, because he's got plenty of weapons.
I didn't say he didn't have weapons, but is he going to have time to fight those guys?
I'm talking to Scott. You said
does he
have enough weapons?
I didn't say he didn't have weapons. He's got plenty of weapons. Don't get me wrong.
Lots of weapons.
He's got lots of weapons. But the key is, can that offensive line protect him enough to where he can use those weapons to succeed? That's my question. And again, on Derek's point, that defense was terrible last year. They need to step up big time this season to keep teams from scoring. So
they were good against the run. They had a really good run defense, and they did play well the last 5 weeks of the season. But you also look at some of the quarterbacks they were playing too. They had a stretch where they were playing a lot of bad quarterbacks, and the defense got inflated with that too.
Right. So.
And then Minnesota, I have going 6-11. I mean, even though they have Justin Jefferson and have a lot of great weapons, the quarterback situation isn't very good up there.
But JJ's out for the season, so they got to go. They got to go with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, it's Sam Darnold, and the defense has had some losses too.
Yeah, so Sam Darnold, baby, he'll start seeing ghosts around week 3, just like he did in New York.
All right,
if he isn't seeing them already.
Right. All right. Next.
NFC South, I have Tampa winning the division at 10-7.
Yep.
Atlanta going 8-9. New Orleans going 7-10. Carolina going 5-12. I think Atlanta's one of the most overhyped teams in the NFC. People are just basically crowning them as the NFC South champion because they got Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins never won anything in Minnesota, and he's coming off an Achilles injury. And I just think people are, again, they're not looking at the defense. They're looking at the shiny toys on offense.
To be honest, Derek, my thought is Raheem Morris is the wild card. Okay. He's been a head coach in the NFL before with Tampa. He didn't do very well, but he was the head coach in Tampa. And he spent the last few years under the tutelage of the LA Rams. Okay. So I think Raheem Morris will be able to make that team better. Do I think they win the division? No. I think the Bucs are going to be winning that division. But I do believe the hype on Atlanta a little bit, to where they could, by the end of the season, be battling for a wild card spot. That's my thoughts on Atlanta. Right.
And they don't have a serious organization. They take a quarterback after they sign Kirk Cousins. They draft running backs and tight ends with top 5 picks. They don't address the defense.
But that's under the previous regime. That guy's gone. They're going to
no.
use
Fontenot is still there. Fontenot is still there making the dumb personnel decisions. The coach might be gone, but the same idiot GM that constructed the last 3.
But the GM doesn't have anything to do with the game plan. The GM doesn't go into the game plan. The head coach.
Oh, the GM has a lot to do with the game plan. He's the one that gives you the players.
There ain't no game plan if you don't build a good roster.
He provides the chess pieces for the game plan.
Yeah.
Well, they got some pieces on defense now. Let's not.
They had some good free agent signings.
Yeah, they got some pieces on defense. So let's not undervalue.
And just to push back a little bit, I really don't think Raheem Morris is the tipping point for the Atlanta Falcons, because as Scott said, he wasn't great when he coached Tampa. He's pretty much been an assistant for a while. He has his pedigree and his history. His pedigree and his history have not shown.
Not Sean Payton.
He's basically a rookie at this point. Starting all
Sean McVay.
Sean McVay, thank you. I got the Sean right. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not worried about Raheem Morris sabotaging the season. I'm more worried about the GM having sabotaged the season, because I don't think he improved the defense the way he needed to. This was not a good defense last year, and I understand they made some signings in free agency, but they would have been so much better off if they would have traded that pick down, if they would have taken the best available defensive player there. And instead they got a rookie quarterback who's not going to log any snaps. And it goes back to the last couple of years, drafting Pitts, drafting Robinson.
Picking Penix was an idiot move.
Yeah. And it has ramifications for the season. It's going to
have ramifications for the future too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus, Derek, you pronounced his name wrong. You said Fontenot. I call him Fontenot because he's not good.
I like Mike Lombardi's nickname for him too, Super Bowl winning GM Terry Fontenot. He has been all over him because of what happened with Belichick down there, not getting the job, and then what they did with Penix.
All right, NFC West.
San Francisco with the best record in the NFC at 13-4. Seattle 9-8, the Rams 7-10, Arizona 6-11. I have both San Francisco.
Preach, young man, preach.
You have both San Francisco and Seattle making the playoffs.
Yep, Seattle is the last wild card in, and San Francisco is the divisional winner. I'm not that high on the Rams. I have them going 7-10. I think Stafford is getting older and is injury prone. I think Kupp is getting older and injury prone. And Aaron Donald retired, and I don't think that's really been. I've seen them as a trendy pick to be in the NFC Championship.
Didn't they just let Ernest Jones go to Tennessee?
Yes.
Yep.
Dude, that dude's a beast at the linebacker, man.
Puka.
Well, you lost one at linebacker and you lost Donald on the defensive line. So you're gonna take 4 people to replace Aaron Donald alone.
Right. That's a generational all-time great NFL talent, and for people to just be like, oh, they're just gonna make the NFC Championship game. Stafford, Kupp, offense, and just completely discounting what that does to their defensive line. That's
like discounting Lawrence Taylor at the linebacker position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that dude was generational.
Yeah.
He changed games. He changed games, not just plays. He changed games. Okay.
Donald commands a double team on the inside. He frees up pass rushers on the edge. He frees up linebackers to do things. The secondary doesn't have to cover as long because he's putting on pressure. I mean, there are so many things that having that guy allows you to do on defense that they're not going to be able to do this year.
All right, let's go to the AFC.
All right. In the East, I have Miami winning the division at 11-6.
Whoa!
Buffalo at 9-8. The Jets at 8-9. New England at 3-14.
Whoa! Did he just take the Dolphins over the Bills, guys? Did he just do that?
I believe he did.
Have you forgotten? I did too.
Where's Matt?
What, Elliot?
We need Matt on screen.
Meh. Yeah, I know.
Get that reaction.
He's not here to smack talk you, Derek, but that's okay.
Ken had Miami too, but
Yeah.
what did you have them at? 10-7 or 9-8?
Miami had 11-6.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
them
same
11-6 too. Yeah.
All right, and why are the Bills number 2 in the division, Derek?
I
Because
think
of the
they've had
talent they lost, because of what
the
they're
talent they've lost. It isn't just on offense. They had to jettison a bunch of defensive players too. They're rebuilding the whole defense. They don't have a lot of big name skill position players, and I think they're going to rely completely on Josh Allen. And I think when your answer for why a team is going to make the playoffs is the quarterback, and you can't get much further than beyond that. I've watched that too many times. That in a tough AFC, I think they're going to lose a lot of games because they don't have the supporting cast around him. Now, I think Buffalo will be back in a year or two because Josh Allen is still in his prime years and they can retool this roster. But I think their window was about 4 or 5 years long, and I think it's temporarily closed until they
the reason why they didn't succeed is because they had to go up against Patrick Mahomes, and Mahomes burned them pretty much every year for the last 4 years. So.
Yeah.
Did you see our show last night, Derek?
I did not.
I have the Jets 9-8 and the Bills 9-8, and I've got the Jets winning on tiebreakers. So I got the Bills out of the playoffs.
I have the Bills out of the playoffs too. I only have one team going to the playoffs in the AFC.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be out before week 5, so I'm just saying. I mean, it's just beside the point.
I think he may sneak them in. It won't last long. But
all right.
I'm concerned about that line. I know they added a couple pieces, but Smith is older and he's been injured in Dallas the last couple of years. Mike Williams, they added at receiver. He's hurt all the time. I think they might start off the season okay, but I think health is going to be a problem for them as they.
Well, they sure as hell won't beat the Niners in week 1. That's for damn sure.
Well, let's just hope Aaron gets past 4 plays. Oh, wait a minute. The 49ers have Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd, baby.
Who knocked him out first game last year? Yes.
Oh no!
Leonard Floyd going 2 for 2.
There you go.
On Monday night openers.
All right, next in the AFC, go ahead, Derek.
Baltimore, I have at 13-4. Cincinnati, I have at 11-6. Cleveland, I have at 9-8. Pittsburgh, I have at 9-8.
That wasn't a very.
I got the Steelers.
All right, show's over. We're done. I'm out of here.
What worries me about Cleveland is they've got a lot of injuries on the offensive line, and Chubb isn't going to be back right away. And Watson has not looked good in the few years he's been in Cleveland. And I think they're going to win a lot of games because of that defense, but they're in the toughest division in the NFL.
Right.
And I think the key is going to be Cleveland or Cincinnati is going to be 1 or 2. It's going to be whether Joe Burrow can stay healthy or Deshaun Watson can stay healthy.
And I said this in the green room. I did say this in the green room. In the back of my mind and in my heart and in my head, I really hope Deshaun Watson fails because I can't stand the son of a bitch. I'm sorry, I can't. I am not above being a guy because of Deshaun Watson of allowing the Browns to fail with him as quarterback. So next year they can rebuild, bring in a new quarterback or whatever. The experiment with Deshaun Watson because he's injury prone.
What contract do you have him under?
So it's just I'm not happy with.
Oh no, that's the new.
You know what that sounds like to me? The casual fan. Okay, that's something that a casual fan would say.
No, I'm not a fan of Deshaun Watson. I don't think he's going to get back to his
the
way he was in Houston. I don't think he's going to get back to it.
Hey, then you're not a fan of your team because
I am a fan. I'm going to root for the Browns.
You can't separate personal from the business at hand, which is your team winning, right?
Well,
and the only way your team's going to win is if Deshaun Watson puts up.
If he plays well, then so be it. But I'm not.
They just had to restructure his contract so they had money this year. He's like Kirk Cousins. He's a payday loan. You have to keep refinancing a bad asset in order to afford your. He ain't going nowhere. He's there for the long haul.
Shut up, Derek.
And besides, the Browns ain't no good at drafting quarterbacks.
This is true. That's true.
That's how they can get out of. That's how they could get out of the contract because look at Dallas. They had re-signed Romo to that big contract, and then he got hurt. But Dak Prescott came in as a 4th-round pick, and that allowed them to move on from Romo and move to Prescott. That's the only way they're going to get out from under this is if they draft somebody in the 3rd, 4th round that ends up being something that he's not supposed to be, and
Not
can
first
allow
round.
like a Brock Purdy type player is what you're saying.
There you go. There you go. That's exactly what they're going to need to do because they can't go to free agency and sign
There's
another
no
one.
such thing as a Brock Purdy type player.
No.
Yeah,
He's
He's
one of a kind, okay?
let me just stop you guys a second. Matt, since you're back,
Man,
I wanted to say that Derek has your Bills finishing third in the AFC East.
No, second.
But not making the playoffs.
second
yeah?
and no playoffs.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, I have a
Miami
fantasy
winning
draft
division.
tonight. I haven't even looked at one sheet.
Right.
I'm so out of football, man. Who cares? Hockey season's coming up. Let's go. Go Oilers.
That should tell you all you need to know about how the Bills are going to do this year. Their fan base is on to hockey in September.
It's football season, and he's talking about Draisaitl. There you go.
Yeah. It's kind of like he'll talk about the Blue Jays when they're playing well,
And the Raptors.
He'll talk about and the Raptors. Oh, just a few years ago, he was like on top of the world in basketball.
All right, hello.
Then they
Hello.
Then they
You guys hear
faded
me?
away.
Okay, you hear me
And
now?
now
Hello.
Buffalo is starting to fade a little bit. Exit stage hockey.
Do you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, you
got
hear
you.
me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
sorry. I had to connect on my headset, man. That was ridiculous. Trying to
No, you're
drive a
fine.
semi truck. Yeah, it's not good, man. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
what were we talking about? Oh no, hold on. I didn't get to respond to this because I was trying to screw around with this headset, trying to get it proper.
Yeah.
Look, what did he say? Third or what did he say?
Third,
Third?
no playoffs.
He had him second. I had
Third
him second.
and no playoffs.
But not making the playoffs.
Why?
Behind the
Why?
Dolphins.
Let me hear this. Let me hear this opinion from probably someone who never even watches a single Bills game. But let's hear it. Let's hear why the Bills are not gonna.
I watch
Why
Bills
aren't they
games
gonna
all
do
the
it?
time. I'm on Red Zone
Oh,
every
good.
week, and I watch Bills games.
Red Zone doesn't
The
count.
The
That's not
window
watching
is
the game
closed.
What is your rationale again, Derek? So he
because
can
they don't have
listen to
Stephon
it?
Diggs.
Because they do not have a
There's
good
bars
receiving,
on the windows.
and because they're completely having to retool the defense and had a lot of losses in the offseason. And didn't replace anybody.
Okay, so they got rid of two 32-year-old safeties. Yes, they didn't re-sign them. Okay, the only loss on defense is Leonard Floyd. That's the only pretty much big loss. Now, as for receiving core, check out.
Well, you just
Because-
lost Matt Milano too.
Yeah, he'll be back. He's
You
back.
just lost Matt
He's back.
Milano too. I just want to say.
He's back. He'll be fine. He's fine. He's just gone for a couple months. He'll be ready for playoffs. Trust me. I know all these things. So yeah, okay. Hold on. I feel like Leo Getz in Lethal Weapon right now. Like, hold on.
Okay.
No, this is what kills me.
Okay.
Check out the second half of the season, and you tell me what Stephon Diggs did in that receiving core. Now tell me what Dalton Kincaid did and what Khalil Shakir did in the second half of last year. What did they do compared to Stephon Diggs? Stephon Diggs didn't do anything. First half,
I understand. Yeah, I understand Diggs had a bad year. That's why they got rid of him. But Allen did not have a great year passing either compared to his
horrible.
standards.
He had a horrible year. I mean, God, Allen's just awful. He's the most overrated quarterback. According to the players.
I didn't say that.
No, but
But
go look at the stats of what Allen does.
I am looking at the stats. He had 18 interceptions last year.
That
He was
doesn't matter.
exactly the
Most of them
reliable
were
as their
arm
top
punts.
running back.
Most
He
of
had a
them were arm
92.2
punts.
rating in a league where all the good
Most of them
quarterbacks have
were
100 quarterback
arm
rating.
punts. Most of them were arm punts. Now, let's get back to the fact that Allen,
Wayne, aren't you glad we Niners fans?
No, but honestly, no, let's be honest. Every single one of you guys, who would you rather have on your starting quarterback? Who you got or Josh Allen? Honestly.
Josh Allen's the reason I have him winning 9 games. If Josh Allen wasn't there, I'd have him winning 3 with the Patriots.
I love the content tonight, guys.
We'll see. And you just said passer rating? You evaluate quarterbacks on passer ratings?
Yeah, since when do you rate quarterbacks on passer rating?
Josh Allen's awesome.
Help us.
Josh Allen's awesome, dude. He's awesome.
The second best quarterback in the league. Period.
But
there's no one better than Mahomes.
We're fine with Brock, dude. Carry on.
Yeah, okay. If someone gives you Josh Allen instead of Brock, you're telling me you'll take Brock Purdy?
Yes.
In that offense? Get
Yes.
the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
No, because you'd have to have Josh Allen's contract in that offense, and they can't afford that.
Josh Allen's contract, he's got like the 16th or 17th most. He's like the most value quarterback in the league right now. Like, have you seen what he's getting compared to what these other guys are getting?
Brock Purdy's the biggest discount in the league.
You're not listening. I'm saying if you put Allen on the Niners, they'd have to cut 3 players because his contract compared to Purdy's contract is insane. That's all I said.
Okay. All things being equal, every single one of you guys would pick Josh Allen to be your starting quarterback other than anyone else, and you know that.
You know
other than
Not if it blows up. Not if it blows up our cap and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
All things being equal, you would pick him rather than you would pick the guys you got starting.
I don't know.
I would take Jordan Love over.
I was going to say, I think
Derek. Oh my God! Here we go.
Hey, recently a poll of 103 NFL players rated Josh Allen
13 of them. It was 13 or 11.
It was 103 of them, and they rated him the worst.
13.
I'm sorry,
13
the most
of them.
Overrated.
13 of them
overrated quarterback in the NFL.
13 of them did, not 103. The poll was 103. It was 13 or 11 of them.
The poll said
let me say this.
103 in the poll said that he was the most overrated quarterback in the NFL.
I can't wait. We love this. This is what Bills fans have been waiting for. We don't want to be the favorites. We love this.
I wouldn't want to be the favorites either after what you guys have done as the favorites.
I honestly can't wait. I honestly miss having met.
Let me say this.
I love this
because the content that he brings to this show. I really miss it.
Let me say this, man. Yeah. I would take Josh Allen in the trade that sends Dak Prescott to Buffalo.
There you go. Now, those circumstances.
No. See why you gotta hate me like
that?
That's not what
you asked. That's not what you asked. You didn't say instead of. Okay.
Rather than instead of whatever, you would flop. You would switch every single one of you, and you're lying to yourselves. You're just doing it at the same pace.
Brock Purdy's salary cap wasn't an issue. Delivered more than most quarterbacks that have been in the NFL for years. Have not done.
He's
in just 2.5 seasons.
He just needs to manage that offense. That's all Brock Purdy has to do. And
every quarterback has to do.
Every quarterback
has to be a game manager.
Everybody has to be a game manager.
Absolutely. Okay, so again, let's be honest. Honest Ed time. Let's go, guys. You would all pick Josh Allen instead of the quarterbacks you have. If the salary caps didn't matter, you would.
At this point in time, I wouldn't.
No, I want Jordan Love. Okay. I'm very happy.
Now, before Brock Purdy came along and did what he did with our offense.
Okay, George. Okay.
Well, just for the record,
would I have taken him over Jimmy Garoppolo? Hell yeah, right?
In a heartbeat.
Let me just say this.
You guys are hilarious.
Let me just say this. Dave's not here, but we miss him so much.
Dave's not
here. But Man's
here,
here, so fuck Dave.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Let's get back on topic here, Derek.
What's the topic? The topic
he's running through his picks. Come on, let him go.
Oh God.
What's next? AFC South.
AFC South. Jacksonville 10-7, Houston 10-7, Indianapolis 7-10, Tennessee 3-14. I have Jacksonville winning the division. Houston getting it as a
I think Houston wins the division, but that's
just me. Houston wins the division. Only thing I agree with is Tennessee going 3-14.
I would love to see that. Yes, absolutely.
Tennessee 4-13.
See now, here's where May is going to like what I have to say. I don't think Diggs is going to be the addition for Houston that everybody's saying that he's going to be, and I think they had a very nice young receiving core down there with a young quarterback, and now you're adding a problem into the locker room. And I don't think he's going to play nice down there.
I think he's going to bring a cancerous element to the locker room.
Yes,
I agree. Which is going to spoil the nucleus of that good young team that they put on the field last year.
Right.
Okay. Stephon Diggs has whined no matter where he's at.
Minnesota,
Yeah.
Buffalo, and now Houston. Yes.
Okay. You don't think that, because honestly, the big dog in Houston is not him, it's Nico Collins,
Yes.
as per the standards of CJ Stroud. Okay. So what happens when Nico starts getting the love that he usually gets and Stephon isn't?
And when Mixon is getting looks and Dalton Schultz is getting looks and when Tank Dell is back and getting looks, there's a lot of weapons down there that he's going to have to share the ball with. It's not in Houston. Yeah, Tank Dell, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all those weapons, they're going to have to – Stephon Diggs is not going to be able to get 12 to 15 targets there, which is what his priority is.
Oh, boy.
And the thing is that when he was with Buffalo, he was their best receiver.
Mm-hmm.
First half of the season, he was.
First half of the season, yeah.
I'm just saying, for the time he spent there, he was their number one.
Yeah.
He's up. It's like the Mount Rushmore.
He's not the number one in Houston.
No, he's not.
And if he's not
with his overinflated ego, that could be a problem. I'm just saying.
If he's not a cancer this year, he'll be a cancer next year.
Correct. All right. Moving on real quick because we only get about 8 minutes left. Derek, what's your AFC West prediction?
Last division, I have Kansas City going 11-6, the Chargers going 10-7, Denver going 6-11, Vegas going 5-12. I really like what the Chargers did by hiring Harbaugh and drafting Alt with the first round pick. I think their line's going to be much better. They're going to run the ball better. I think the defense is going to play better. And I think when you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert, he can make young receivers look good. So
Harbaugh is going to make Herbert better to begin with. He's going to make Herbert better just at the top of it.
Go ahead. And
Bosa has proclaimed that his goal is to be the best defense in the NFL. You know, he's already mentioned that. So the Chargers, I don't know that they're going to compete with Kansas City, but they are going to be really they're going to be really the most improved in that division. I think as long as
Harbaugh lets Edwards and Dobbins carry the ball more than 6 times in a game, they should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look what Harbaugh did for the Niners, where Alex Smith was a bust before he got there, and he took over that team and had them in the championship game first year. They were 13-3 and lost to the Giants in the championship game. And I don't think they're going to be that good because I think the AFC is too tough, and I don't think they're better than Kansas City.
Well,
but
especially that division specifically, Derek.
Yeah. The rest of the division is garbage to me. Denver and Vegas, I do not think are very good. So I think they can easily.
Here's the problem with the Chargers, though, Derek. Here's the problem with the Chargers. They're the Chargers. And something's going to happen, and they're going to go 8-9.
Yeah, they're kind of like the New York Mets of the West Coast.
All right. All right. Elliot, your turn. Let's hear your picks.
In 8 minutes? In 6 minutes?
You can do it, brother. I got faith in you.
Oh, shit.
Don't let me down, Elliot.
I just
got smacked upside the head from a guy who cheers for the Packers. Oh,
Elliot, if you want, you can do what we did Sunday night and just give us your division winners and wild card teams. That's fine.
Hey, I picked Buffalo, by the way, man.
Thank you.
How about I wait till Thursday?
You can wait till Thursday. That's fine. I don't mind.
We'll do it Thursday before the game.
Before the Ravens game on Thursday night. Guys, we're 2 days away from NFL football. Can you believe it? We finally made it.
Hey, fantasy football question. Who should I draft? I got the 12th and 13th pick. I'm on a snake draft.
I really have no idea.
What are you looking at?
I have never looked at a single sheet this year. This is the first time in
I didn't either.
Years.
I did my draft
12-13. I got a snake draft. I'm last pick, first pick in the second round.
Are you PPR or standard?
I would get at least
1 point PPR.
I would at least get a top flight running back and a top flight receiver, or 2 top flight running backs.
Right.
At that point, I would maybe go with A.J. Brown, Jonathan Taylor. They should be there. Saquon Barkley's ranked 13th at fantasy. I think he's going to have a big year.
But Saquon supposedly is not really having a good connection with Justin with what's his face, Justin Fields, right? Is it Justin Fields? Jalen Hurts. Excuse me, Jalen Hurts.
Guy's such a football fan.
Shut up, Elliot.
I mean, he was a good fantasy back with Daniel Jones. I mean, no matter what the chemistry is there.
He's got a better offensive line in Philadelphia in New York too, Elliot.
Yeah,
I
think Barkley's good there.
Hey, I picked up Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley.
So Josh Allen first round. Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts is going to. I mean, Saquon's going to have a better offensive line in Philly than he did in New York. So
I was gonna take Josh Allen, but somebody before me took him. So
I got a quick question for Derek. Is this Eagles-Packers game in Brazil going to be a total fiasco, like I'm afraid it's going to be?
I don't know why we're playing games in Brazil. I mean, the players are warning their the players have been warned not to bring their families down there. They're not supposed to leave the hotel or anything like that. I also kind of wear
colors, right? They can't wear certain colors either.
They're not supposed to wear green, even though they're both green teams. So, I mean, I think it has a potential to be a shootout, though, because I think the Packers have a new defensive coordinator. Yeah. They're kind of rebuilding the defense. The Eagles are rebuilding their defense, and both teams have a ton of offensive weapons. So I could see both teams getting into the 30s. I'm looking forward to it. It should be an exciting game.
My bad, Derek. When you said shootout, I thought you were referring to the streets, not the game.
I mean, there could be a shootout, although there is in San Francisco too. So.
I mean, you can get
not safe to walk around there.
A shootout in the stands, the bleachers.
All right, guys. I want to thank Derek and Meh for being here tonight. Meh, we miss you. I just want to show that out there.
Man needs to be here Thursday.
You need to be here all 3 days. We do. We do this 3 times a week now. You don't have to show your face. I know you're worried about the stigma.
Just leave it alone already.
Yeah, don't go into detail.
Yeah, I know you're worried about the stigma being associated with us heathens over here, but that's just me. And here he goes.
He left.
He responded.
Yeah, he did. Anyway, Derek, thanks for being here. We love you guys. Derek,
thanks for having me, Scott.
You never have to ask. You never have to ask whether or not you can come on the show.
You just show up, homie.
If I put the link in there and you click on it, we're going to bring you up. It doesn't matter. If you've got time and you can be here, whatever. I mean, we've got, the season starts this week. So for any show during the season, if you want to come up, click on the link and get here.
Hey, you got an open pass no matter when you show up.
Correct. I always appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. And Sundays are going to be hard for me. What I might try to do, if you're doing this Tuesday show at this time, I might try to see if I can sneak in on the back part of it.
Whatever your schedule allows. You've got an open seat. We'll keep it warm for you. So whenever you want to come up,
you're here, man.
Exactly.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, this
always makes us the rest of us a bit smarter.
Yes. So tonight's show turned out a lot better than I thought it would be. This is a great show, guys. I mean, it was fantastic.
Well, you had a full cast, man.
I know. We had 6 people. Yeah.
Plus 2.
Yes, full cast plus 2.
Because May is not officially a part of the sports.
No, but that's his choice. But that's okay. Anyway,
he can't be associated in any way, shape, or form with this organization.
All right, gentlemen. We're going to be back Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Elliot, Big E, the producer Elliot, Ken Koslow, Wayne, the Professor Lynch, and Mr. Derek Lofland, I am your host, Mr. Scott Wright, the sports nerd, coming to you live from Lakeland, Florida. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you Thursday to preview week number 1 in the NFL.
Yes.
And on that note, Elliot, hit that outro, please.
Thank you once again, Nerd Nation, for spending part, if not all of your evening with us here for this latest episode of the Sports Nerd Show. Please keep in mind that we do this on a regular basis every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. And since each night's start time is different, please check out our SNN group page on Facebook for the correct times. So until the next time we come together, Nerd Nation, on behalf of the Sports Nerd and his co-hosts, Ken Koslow, Doug Olson, Wayne Lynch, and me, Big E, may your lives be filled with all the best sports action anyone human can handle, as well as all the joy it can possibly bring you. And with all that said, good night, Nerd Nation, as the time has come to say, we